What is up? So I've been getting a lot of messages lately asking about Bitcoin specifically, like whether AI trading systems actually make sense on BTC or whether the liquidity and volatility profile makes it too unpredictable to run automated strategies on. And after spending a serious amount of time testing that exact question across multiple platforms, multiple market conditions, real capital, the answer is more interesting than expected. So going through the setup step by step, because each parameter here is worth understanding before just hitting go. First thing is preset selection: safe, optimal, aggressive. This is basically the session's operating logic in one choice. Execution approach, risk parameters, profit targets, capital minimums per mode, all of it gets defined here. Settling on optimal today. Bitcoin's price action right now sits in a range where neither safe nor aggressive feels like the right call. Optimal is where the most reliable results have shown up across sessions here. Okay, next, neural network selection. This is the actual model assignment, which algorithm runs the operation. And on Bitcoin specifically, this choice carries a bit more weight than on other assets, because BTC market structure shifts between very different behavioral modes depending on where sentiment is sitting. High momentum periods favor different models than the slower consolidation phases, where the price just grinds sideways for days. Okay, capital amount after that, whatever makes sense for this session. And network selection. This one matters on Bitcoin sessions specifically. The platform scans live blockchain data and ranks available networks by real-time congestion and fee levels at that moment. On a high activity Bitcoin day, network fees can shift significantly mid-session. So starting on the right network from the beginning has a real effect on how much of the margin actually survives through to withdrawal. Okay, and then authentication. There are two options. Wallet Connect handles everything automatically, or manual, where the transaction gets submitted independently. I'm going with manual to keep every step visible. Okay, everything loads up, system runs initial calculations on current market state, calibrates, and the session goes live. So now we step back for a few minutes and watch the process. All right, session stopped. Results are on screen. Balance, profit, trade count, win rate, and session runtime. Everything in one clean view. And the win rate on BTC today is honestly where most of the confidence in this system comes from. Bitcoin at this price level with this much daily volume is not an easy environment for automated arbitrage. There's a lot of noise, a lot of false signals, and the filtering algorithm does to stay selective without missing real opportunities is what those numbers actually reflect. So withdrawal now, assets Bitcoin, selecting that, receiving address goes in here, one moment. Double checking that before moving forward, always worth the extra few seconds. And confirming. Okay, protocols picked it up. Few seconds to process. So while that clears, good moment to get into why AI agents have taken over the serious end of this space. So market produces more actionable data per second than any manual process can meaningfully engage with. Like on Bitcoin alone, the number of order book changes, spread fluctuations, cross-exchange differentials happening simultaneously at any given moment is just not something a human workflow was designed to handle. AI agents aren't a convenience on top of manual trading. They're a fundamentally different approach to what trading infrastructure can even do. That shift has been happening for a few years now, and the gap between platforms built around that premise versus everything else keeps getting harder to ignore. And look, after enough years doing this, the metric that ends up mattering most isn't any single session result. It's whether a platform is still standing and still performing after multiple market cycles. Bitcoin has been through some genuinely brutal periods in recent years, cycles that took out a lot of infrastructure that looked solid on the way up. This platform has operated through all of that, not just survived, but stayed consistent through conditions that broke most of the competition. That kind of track record is the clearest signal available in a space where signals are hard to come by. All right, that's the full walkthrough. If anything in there raised questions, drop them in comments. I actually read through those. Hope this was worth the time. Peace.